Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you happen to be joining us. Welcome, sim racing fans from around the world, and welcome to the kickoff to another thrilling season of action here in the IIL ILAKA series. We are live from the legendary virtual Brands Hatch circuit here in Kent, England, a track steeped in motorsports history and ready to write another chapter in the IIL history books. Welcome in tonight here to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and I'm here to bring you actually two different series, but within the same broadcast. Silver Series starting first. Going to be about a 20-minute race 1, and then we're going to rack them right back up, 20-minute race 2, and then Gold Series joined us live from the same broadcast. What makes tonight unique is the separate races. Putting on the spotlight, respectfully, is their fights for victory within their class. Although they're fighting for victory on separate classes, Brands Hatch, it's a very narrow as well as unforgiving roller coaster of a circuit. Believe me, overtaking is possible. It's going to take bravery, patience, and quite a possibly a mistake from that driver ahead. Real quick, before we get started here, just a little bit deeper into the race. Real quick, I'd like to shout out all the affiliates and sponsors up there in the top right that all make this possible. Of course, ILAKA Esports and karting. Also have Griiip if you're looking for GRIIP, just a little bit more sim racing equipment there. Con Coaching, Zane will definitely find you that time. If you're looking for it there, be sure to hit him up. Cotton Bowl Speedway, if you guys are over here in the States, down here right outside of Austin, Texas, is a little dirt track known as Cotton Bowl Speedway. They put on the best, if not the best racing in the nation on dirt, as well as Race to Stop Suicide, something a little bit closer to me, but hey, come on now, go ahead and check on those friends and family members around you. With qualifying just about now finishing up here, taking a look at our race information, we're working with a 3.7 kilometer. It's a 9-turn track, but this track map may look quite a bit easier than what this track has for our Silver Series drivers here tonight. We got 12 of them. GT3 racing, we have gone up and down the ranks from Super Formula Lights up into the LMP3 ranks, BMWs. Now we are working these GT3s. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Starting grid tonight, of course it is. This is a driver coming off of that championship just one season ago. Rode him left, slapping it up out there on the pole. Odie, I believe that is a new name. He's going to race that Mercedes AMG here tonight, right there on the start of our front row. How about Tal Stern? This is a driver racing down here in the Silver Series. He's going to start P3 of that number 11 BMW GT3. Yaden Levi, he will start P4 in the 303 Ford Mustang. That car will be one to handle, but will also be one to handle for our microphones as well down live track side. Liron will start P5 in that number 34 Porsche GT3, as well as Guy Bagdasarian. I believe I'm saying that last name right. He will start 6th place in that Porsche GT3. Mini Land, I believe that's Iran Frankel, Gabriel Fuchs. Fuchs, excuse me, Benny Sorek, Ido Tal, as well as Ofer Mazuz, rounding out our 12-driver grid. We're going to get these drivers up and to a little bit of operating temperature on these GT3 cars and tire models. This is completely new within this season of iRacing. I really don't blame Tal Stern here for putting a little bit of a pace lap here for our drivers as goodness, quite a bit of a few official races that I have ran. You definitely see these drivers already weaving, trying to get these tires up to optimal temperatures and optimal racing pressures. I don't know what it is about this newer tire model, but if the track temps just aren't warm enough here, I know we are racing in the morning sessions at Brands Hatch. Keep your eye on possibly a driver or two to possibly lose their car early on. I've seen it one too many times in some hosted and officials. Here's Leron Shooter. He will be starting P5, that number 34 Porsche GT3. That iRacing safety pace car is down and off the racetrack into the safety of pit road. Here we go. This is a new season. GT3 action is live here at Brands Hatch. It's going to be Rodem Lev out in the lead up front. Tal Stern will take P3 right where he started this race. Here comes Jaden Levi. Leron is going to be right there with him, too wide between Miniland and Guy Bagstarian. Speaking of too wide, here we go once again, backing up to P2 for the battle of that final driver interview spot. Once again, Tal Stern, Jaden Levi. We will look side by side once again coming out of 3 and 4. We got a spinner in the back of the pack. That's going to be another newer name here, Benny Sorek, who goes around in that McLaren GT3. We'll keep action moving and grooving back up at the front of the pack. Speaking of moving and grooving, working his way up, already finding one spot is that 303 Ford Mustang. Here we go once again, side by side for that P2 spot. How about Tal Stern? Unfortunately losing one spot, that IIL BMW M3. He's looking to try and take it back here just a little bit, as he's, as a matter of fact, going to retain that P3 spot. Here's Leron, Guy, Miniland. You can throw a blanket over these three battles for that 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. Here's Benny starting to put some battles over Gabriel Fuchs. Unfortunately, Gabriel drops 2 spots down, and unfortunate showing that P11 spot right now. Tal Stern, Tal, no Tal. That driver's gonna go around, and speaking of Tal here, as we hop on board with him, we have that live driver shot on the left side of your screen, the virtual camera shot there on the right. Not what Tal was looking for earlier on in this race. I'll be sure to bring us a replay of it in just a few moments' time. Real quick, before I do bring up that replay, I mean, take a look at that. He's already sawing on the wheel of this BMW GT3, and although he's getting a little bit deeper into the braking zone compared to Odie there in front of him, this is going to continue to get into the gritty here for Tal Stern. We will have that checkered flag fly in one more race for these silver drivers before the gold series comes out here, but keep Tal Stern. Oh, contact here in front of him. That's going to be Gabriel, not liking Brands Hatch here so far. Gabriel with a little bit more contact. That's Frinkle who moves his way back and down to P10. That's a Chevrolet Corvette. American horsepower under that hood. Side by side going into the right-hander here. It'll switch back to a 90-degree left coming up. Brands Hatch, ILAKA Esports Silver Class season opener. You can't get much better than this. Like, subscribe, comment to both Sam Studio Network as well as the IIL YouTube channel. Here we go. This is going to be a look at Tal Stern's incident. Make our way. Oh, we're going to have to back this puppy up here. Apologies here, folks. Hang on. Bring out the forklift for both Tal as well as the YouTube lands here. I believe this is going to be Tal who just tries to carry a little bit too much speed through this left-hander. There you see no contact with the Ford Mustang up there in front of him, who I believe would have been Jaden Levi, newer name with us, but unfortunately that IIL BMW, heavy contact into that left side. I don't even think that was the tire barrier right there. I think he may have got the metal grid. That is not what you want to hit. iRacing simulating down to the centimeter here. Just about everything that you can think of, not only track state-wise, speaking of track state, but also the car. Take a look at the track temperature there, the bottom right of your screen here. We're working with about a 71-degree Fahrenheit track temp. Believe me, my conversion rates are a little bit off, but I will tell you that is right about where you want to be running within that track temp. These GT3 tires now within their optimum pressure and temperature range here as Rodem Lev continues to lead Yarden Levi for that overall race lead, but don't count out Liran Shooter. He is right there with them, as well as there's a nice battle starting to heat up between Ofer Mazuz and Benny Sodek. Welcome in every single one of you live here on STAM Studio Network, as well as the IIL YouTube channel. If you are looking to get your live chat read, be sure to join the STAM Studio Network live YouTube chat. We see yes, Ted Wilbur down here joining us for this live race session. Oh, this is going to be a heap of racing here, Ted. I hope you got your coffee out, man, your pancakes made. This is going to be quite fun as the battles continue to heat up between these drivers. I know it's matter of fact, it's afternoon time for these IIL, ILAKA drivers, but they're racing like it is morning time. We have seen some elbows out already. Matter of fact, let's take another look at that race start while we have a chance. It was a really nice getaway up here in the front of the pack, and then here we start to look a little about 4th, 5th, and 6th here. There's Guy, Ito, and Mini Land. It's no real dive bombs here into turn 1, which I really thought we would see. Here's some side-by-side between Benny Sodek, that number 13, as well as, oh, here's Tal Stern's move up in front of that red. I believe that was Liran there. I could be wrong. But they're still running side by side, and that's how, I mean, goodness, it's a matter of time for Tal Stern's machine to come back around on him. Speaking of Tal, he'll work his way back up to P9 for the moment. Here's a nice battle between Mini Land and Ofer Mazuz going into turn 1 and 2. We're going to hop on board with Mini Land here as he's starting to play some World Cup-looking defense over this Ford Mustang. So if we hop on board with this, it's that student driver. Yeah, okay, there. We have definitely seen Ofer with quite a bit of pace in quite a bit of these ILAKA seasons. But now as we bring a newer car along with these drivers, we're all learning every single second. Me up here in the booth, as well as these drivers here on track. Not only is this a newer car for this ILAKA season, but it is a newer car in the iRacing universe as well, at least as far as tires go with this new season. If you're just now joining us, yes, this is, I don't know how we have actually seen these drivers stay on track so far, because all the official races that I have run with this new tire model, I don't know if it was that lower track temp and that night condition out there at Daytona International Speedway road course, but spins left, spins right. We've really only seen 1 or 2 here so far in the race. Right now, Rodem Lev continuing to lead in our P1 spot. Liran works his way up to P2 over Yarden Levi, who also finds his way up 1 spot since that drop of the green flag. Here comes Guy, works his way up to P4. Ito Tao works his way up to P5, up 6 spots since that drop of the green flag. Another really nice battle here starting to heat up. This is Benny Sodek as well as, oh for no! That's the driver we were just talking about, that student driver Ford Mustang 422 is gonna go around. Let's hop on board, matter of fact, here with Mr. Mazuz and see what happens here, because it was definitely within a battle heating these tires up. Is there contact where with that, I believe that was a Ferrari in front of him. We'll have to take another look, because that definitely got tight coming out of the corner there. See if we can spot any contact between these two drivers. It's going to get tight. I think it may have even been a little bit of dirtier air off the front of the nose off that 422. Around he'll go, around he'll stop. Hopefully before the, oh, he does get that looped around and onto the gas. There you go, nice move there over to keep it out of that grid barrier. you will keep that a little bit of more pace in that car. Speaking of pace in that car, Rodham Lev continuing to run away with it right now out up front. Taking a look at that lap time history between P1 and P2. Lev right now, it's a little bit of cat and mouse there. Lap 3 and 2, Lev was faster, but don't count out Liron here just yet. He is lap 4 shown just a little bit slower. Excuse me, that was lap 2 and 3 faster for Liron, as well as lap 5, lap 4 and 6 faster for our race leader. Things are starting to heat up both nose and tail around this racetrack. We can possibly start to throw a blanket over these top 3. Okay, great shot of the trees there. Apologies there. Back to, we call this a drone camera shot, if you will. This is one of the battles I mentioned it's heating up. Matter of fact, it is broiling right now here between Yardan Levi and Liron. The battle for the P2 spots here as they're starting to pull about a 7-second gap over Guy and Edo Tal here. The guy's going to go wide over in that grass section. He will deposit a little bit of gravel on the track. That gravel, it feels like snow on the track. There is no grip the next time that drivers run through that section. Edo Tal works his way up to P4, 7 spots gained since that drop of the green flag for this Ferrari GT3. Welcome in here once again to the SSN and IIL YouTube channels. I think you guys have earned this. We're about halfway in this race. Go ahead and crank this up. I'm going to leave you guys to the sights and sounds of the racetrack. You can go ahead and slowly crank this back down. There you saw some contact there between Benny and Tal. This is as we were hopped on board with Tal, that blue and black BMW. Watch this about middle of your screen. Oh, here it comes. It's Tal. I don't know who we can kind of tag this on, possibly just a little bit of a racing incident. I thought Tal had the line as we hopped on board with them there, but go ahead and call that on who you will. As a matter of fact, here's the battle for the race lead as we started to, right before we took a look at that replay, it was heating up just a little bit between Rodham Lev and Liron, but now Liron unfortunately will drop back down 1.2 seconds on that battle for the race lead. Once again, comparing lap time differentials, it has been a little bit of cat and mouse action here for Rodham and Liron. It is working a 1.2 second gap right now. And don't go anywhere after this race here, folks. We're going to have another Silver Series race. I don't think we will invert this top 10 grid here, but we will, even after this Silver Series race, we will have Gold Series coming at you live in this same broadcast here. Don't go anywhere. This has already been a race that you have not been wanting to miss. This is going to be really quite a fun time for our Gold Series. And remember, this is a new car with us, not only this season, but as well as in the IIL universe. Is that what I think it is? It is a Sprunk! I have made, oh my gosh, I have also made a paint scheme here. It was a Stam Studio Network paint scheme. This is so funny. Oh man, the Sprunk and the piss washer machines have started to make their way around the iRacing universe here. Guy, I'm loving the paint scheme here. I might have to hit you up with my if you need a Sprunk Ferrari paint scheme. Hey, I got you, man, for free of charge. It's already made. It's got some Stam Studio Network logos plastered on it. That is so cool to see the impossible paint scheme of the race here with Guy. Matter of fact, we'll hop on board with him now as some gravel gets rooster-tailed up and out of that rear diffuser of the Ito Tao machine. Number 10 Ferrari, biggest mover of the race right there in front of him. Guy tries to reel him in as we're going to work our way into coming to lap 11, coming to lap 12 here is where we'll work through our more technical portion of the track. It'll be a left-hander back towards a slight straightaway here. There's definitely a draft and slipstream that makes an effect in these GT3 cars if you definitely are within this gap here like these two drivers are. Speaking of a gap, there is no gap here between Odie and Mini Land. They will go door quarter clear. Call that Odie gaining that spot back up to P7. Unfortunately, -5 spots since that drop of the green flag. These drivers are trying to reel in. Tal Stern is back at that battle we were just looking at. Our Sprunk machine. Guy works his way back up to P5. Ito right now starting to play some defense. Right now, probably our best battle on track, or at least our closest battle on track, is between Guy and Ito Tao. And Guy is a newer racer within this, at least within the ILAKA universe. I don't know how new within the iRacing universe he is, but he is shown D class right now, 1,200 road course I rating. So definitely been on the track quite a few times there, and he's definitely showing it with this pace. Showing P5 right now. Back to another great battle starting to heat up. This is Tal Stern once again. He is starting to play. This is another driver having to play some more defense here. We'll go back to the live driver cams. The Tal Stern up top as we see Rancis Sony. He's practicing, matter of fact, he already in that practice session for our Gold Series session. You can already see the focus, the concentration of Rand, even in practice. Speaking of focus, concentration, look at Tal. I don't think I've seen him blink since we've cut to this camera shot. That was a real good one there. Oh, no. Odie is still sitting right behind him, though. He's trying to find that spot, find that passing opportunity over Tal Stern. Hey, I'm showing 6 viewers right now live on Stam Studio Network as well. That's not even combining the IIL YouTube page, so I appreciate every single one of you coming in and watching some live virtual racing action. I say it's virtual, but quite a few of these drivers have this live racing experience here. iRacing simulating it just about to the centimeter. Everything. I mean, these are laser scan tracks, laser scans cars. These drivers with their immaculate race setups are going at it. Speaking of going at it, we'll hop on board with our front bumper camera. This Ford Mustang, Yadan Levi, continuing to reel in Leron for that P2 spot. P3 is our final driver interview spot. These drivers continuing to fight it out, and they're not going to what am I trying to say here? Close that gap on the race leader, continuing to fight and play offense and defense with one another. Unless you start to play a little bit of teamwork. No! Oh, that could have been a bad move there. Teamwork, I'm saying, down this straightaway here. Get on each other's rear diffuser and front bumper. Speaking of rear diffuser, we'll hop on that rear diffuser cam for Leron, looking at that American-powered Ford Mustang of Yadan right there behind him. Here comes Ito Tao, 12 seconds back. Ito's in a battle of his own. Still got that Sprunk Porsche right there behind him, number 6. With that last lap time was a 1:23.07, best lap time of the race for a guy here with that 1:23.07. It was a 1,000th of a second right there behind Ito. Last lap by. Now as they make their way across the start-finish line, that time It's going to look like, oh, it was Guy faster, just a couple hundredths of a second. But here comes Tal Stern. This driver was running Gold Series last season. Matter of fact, every season. This time, he'll find his way into the Silver Series. He's showing that he has the pace, he has the racecraft, he has the speed to try and get up here as we try to crest our way and out into that white flag lap. Battles continuing to heat up between the Porsche and this Ford Mustang. Number 34, Leron, got Yadam right there with them. 303 Ford Mustang, and every time that this Ford Mustang whizzes across our cameras, you can feel your bones just about rattling here. Oh man, I love it here. Okay, well anyways, back to racing action. There you see Barney. He is whipping that white flag proud. Last lap for this heat race number 1. Leron, he is slowed and woed himself down for that battle for the race lead, but right now just trying to play some defense through turns 2, 3, and 4 here from Brands Hatch for the final time for heat race number 1. Here's Yadon Levi right on that back bumper. Speaking of back bumper, remember last time that we viewed this battle between Ito and Guy? It was about 1.5, 2 seconds. We'll hop on board with Guy here. He's trying to get this Porsche rode and woed around as he tried to, oh, what happened there? Guy will take P4. Oh, as here we go once again. That was unfortunate for Odie there. He will lose quite a few spots as I will try and, okay, yes, I apologize there. Ito Tal will retain that spot there between Guy. That is who I thought accidentally went off track. No, that number 10. Blue and white and black colors will keep it out here on track. There you see Guy trying to get a little cleaner air off the front of his sprunk Porsche number 6. But we'll be coming to the checkered flag. Rodem Lev with what was an immaculate run throughout the whole last season. He'll come around. He will start this season on a nice note here. That's going to be a great run in the points. Checkered flag out. Heat race number 1. Win for Rodem Lev. Leron going to take P2. Yanan Levi right there behind him. That Ford Mustang 303. Here comes Ito Tal down and around. Take checkered flag here. Number 10. That will be the Ferrari GT3. Gained 7 spots. Everybody keep your eye on Ito Tal this next heat race. There's Guy Bagster-Redian taking that spot. P5. Tal Stern. Adi Goldberg will take P7. Mini Land. Ofer Mazuz. Benny Sodek. Iran Frankel and Gabriel Fuchs taking that 12th spot. Welcome in here once again. If you're just now joining us, we are just now getting started here within the IIL. This is what, season 4 that we have broadcasted on Stam Studio Network and as well as their YouTube channel. Be sure that you hit those guys up as they have some really nice stuff going on, as well as lots of these drivers. If you're looking a bit for a bit more personality, hey, they have it within the Facebook and Instagrams. Lots of these drivers are racing both real life as well as within this sim world. I know, matter of fact, Mini Lance here as he makes his way down and across the checkered flag. That's a driver that races quite a bit of real life racing here. As we take a look at our finishing results there live from heat race number 1, this will be our starting grid here for heat race number 2. Rodem Lev, Leron, Yadin, Ito, Guy, Tal, Odie, Mini, Ofer, Benny, Edan, as well as Gabriel, rounding out that 12-car grid. Okay, Gold Series drivers, I want your attention right here and right now. If you are watching and listening live to this broadcast, keep your eye on this race start because your guys, it will be, quite frankly, just that much more important with that top 10 inversion for the Gold Series. This is going to get tight here heading into turns 1, 2, and 3. And matter of fact, especially keep your eye on Ito Tal, that number 10 Ferrari GT3. I believe yep, there he is. That's baby blue, white, and black machine. He was our biggest mover last race. Definitely keep your eye on him here as we are just waiting on Leron to come and make his way to that final starting spot on the grid to round out what would be P2 spots. All right, let me know who you have here live in the live YouTube chat. Matter of fact, Liron starting from the pits. What is going on here, boys and girls? That is already minus 12 spots for this number 34 Porsche. Also, IIL colors on that machine. Wonder what's going on here. We will have to keep our eyes and ears on that as Liron even decides to start this race. Still trying to figure out what's going on here, as this will be Rodem Lev, Yadan Levi, Edo Tal, our front three runners here. They're trying to work just a little bit of more tire tips and pressure within these GT3 machines. I don't blame them. Here we go, boys and girls. Live all around here from around the world. Sim racing fans, lights are out on that iRacing safety pace car. Rodem Lev, the field will be in your hands once again. Here we go. Once again, another great start to the season up in the front of the pack. We'll look too wide between Guy and Odie there. Little few spots behind. Too wide heading into turns 1 and 2. Keep your eye on, once again, Edo Tal. He finds his way already 1 spot gained. Here comes Tal Stern as well as Odie Goldberg. We're going to look side by side once again through 3 and 4. This might get a little tight. We'll keep things moving and grooving. Ford Mustang off the racetrack. Liron has another incident trying to leave the pits on cold tires. This is not what you were wanting. I don't know what has happened there for Liron, as well as that's another incident for Benny Sorek. He's going to go around. Back up to our battle for P3 and 4 for the moment. That is the driver of that Mercedes, Odie, trying to make it 3 wide. We'll settle it back down to 2. Speaking of 3 wide on the racetrack, that's not going to work. Yaden Levi gets tagged hard into the tire barriers. He goes, no, Yaden, no. Also, no spoiler no on the rear of that Ford Mustang. Back between this battle, it is starting to heat up once again. It is broiling. Mercedes versus Ford. Mercedes is clear for Odie right there at around for Mazuz for that P5 spots. Here we go, back up for the battle for P2. That's Sprunk. Porsche, he'll now go wide. He will take Edo Tal with him. Both these drivers running wide. Edo possibly using Guy as his reference braking point there. Both these drivers ran wide within turn 9. Here we go, once again into turn 1. That'll be a Mini Land going extremely wide. Somehow has the grip here. We're going to settle this thing, or will we? Side by side, door quarter clear for that Mercedes and Ford Mustang battle. Here we go once again. Edo Tal has worked his way back up to P2. I told you to keep your eye on him here. Mini Land down and off that racetrack. Gravel Rooster tailing off the ends of these GT3 machines. Odie Goldberg, for Mazuz, Tal Stern. 5th, 6th, 7th, throw a blanket over each one of these drivers. Holy guacamole, boys. What battling that we have seen within the start of this second race for Silver Series. And I was just talking about it, this pre-race. Gold Series drivers, if you're watching, keep your eye on these moves. Here we go once again. Goldberg trying to look down that inside. Doesn't have what it takes. No grip there. He'll try the crossover move. Door quarter run will be even off the exit here. Contact. We might look 3 wide again. Remember what 3 wide presented last time by. We'll look 2 by 2 heading into the turn here. Oh, will we? Already going to go into the sand. No, this is not a beat strip here, Odie. Get out back onto the racetrack. We'll take a quick look what happened here and what just transpired between these drivers. Well, as a matter of fact, I have to back this puppy up. Hang with us here on SSN and IIL. This is hard battling. Contact there between the Ford Mustang. He'll pinball right across that Ferrari of Mini Land. Speaking of Mini Land, he'll keep things moving and grooving for that P4 spot. No, Odie, no. He will take that car down into pit lane as we have another incident out on track. We'll take a look at this replay here. This is Odie after he got back out and onto the race surface. Oh, that was a cinch there on the inside. He put a stamp on that one, sent it through the mail. That was contact there, and he stops on the racetrack. He brings that car down into pit lane. Here we go. Battle for this driver. Final driver interview spot is starting to heat up between these GT3 drivers. Porsche versus Ferrari. Guy versus Mini. Here comes Tal Stern right there versus... No, Tal, no! Tal's going to go around and that guardrail there. Tao, 2 separate races gone around. Right behind Tao, holy incident. Get the safety team out here. Stat, Leron goes around. Odie goes around and into the pits. Gabriel Fuchs also involved. Holy have you ever here, boys and girls? What had just transpired? We got cars flipping and flying across the racetrack here. Here's a Corvette. That number 34, nowhere to go for Leron Shooter, and just onto the racetrack. Quite a few GT3 cars damaged here. Backing out to the safety of what is the race lead. We have almost half of the cars out and off the battle for this racetrack. Rodem Lev, leading guy here, but with that almost 8.5 second gap. Benny Sorek, remember what happened to Benny earlier on in this race? Man, oh man, that might have been the safe bet here for Benny as he got spun earlier on. He went off the track. Here's a replay of it. This lap 1 of the race. Self-induced spin. Tried to save it. Matter of fact, Sorek, this incident kept him out of the minefield right here for this McLaren as he works his way for our final driver interview spot. Don't look in your rear view mirror though, Sorek, because here comes Stern as he is continuing to turn some of our fastest lap times off the track tonight. Let me know if audio levels are a-okay down there in YouTube land below. I'm only showing 4 live in YouTube land for SSN, but we also have quite a few of you live in the IIL YouTube channel as well. Don't hesitate to come over here and let me know if you need cars or myself just a little bit louder. Here we go, speaking of just a little bit louder, a little bit prouder. Benny starting to put the pace on that guy driver running P2. I know there's only 6 minutes down in this race, but just about 14-13 coming to. This might get to the nitty-gritty, at least between Benny and Tao Stern for our final driver interview spots for Silver Series. I know I normally try to get at least halfway to get you guys and girls live in YouTube land. A little bit of a crank it up to enjoy the sights and sounds of the racetrack, but goodness, I need to catch my breath there. That was a wild start to this race. I'm gonna go ahead and treat you guys and gals to an early crank it up. Enjoy the sights, the sounds, the engine sounds of these GT3s ripping around Brands Hatch. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. crank this back down because this battle, I am about to get a little too loud here between Benny Sodek and Tal Stern. Here we go. Tal has worked his way. Remember what happened to Tal. Both of these races here so far within our season openers, Tal has gone around, and right now he is fighting for that final driver interview spot. We're going to hop on board with that live driver cam for Tal there on the top of your screen. I'll blow that camera up a little bit back. There you go. As well as we'll hop on our virtual live on board cam with them on the right side of your screen. You can start to see not only the concentration, but look at these wheel inputs here. You're not only going to see some fine-tuned adjustments, but you might also see these very big adjustments on the wheel if you might get a little too deep in the corner, just try to get that car to turn, as well as this dirty air that's coming off of Benny Sorek's rear diffuser, right all and across the front nose here of Tal Stern. This driver is starting to try and deal with that here as he gets ever so closer within striking distance. Tal Stern, he is a shark that smells blood in the water at this moment. He is now within 0.2 of a second between this driver. And matter of fact, if my memory serves me correct, I believe it was these two drivers that had that incident earlier on in the race. Here's Tal Stern, these drivers with a memory of a history textbook here. These drivers do not forget. I mean that with all due respect here. Does Tal Stern, does he try to make this pass with just a little bit more room, or does Benny possibly play just a little bit more defense here? It is all on who you want to call, on who you will here as we continue to crest our way through lap 8, coming to just about halfway through our final Silver Series season opener. There, was able to get that one out. Tal Stern is within striking distance once again, or at least he was within striking distance once again. Unfortunately, he'll drop down to 0.8 of a second back here. That IIL BMW GT3 machine is showing that he has the pace here, but right now he's still trying to find that pass over Benny Sorek. Battle continues to heat up here. It's really our closest battle here on track. So real quick, I'm gonna treat you through the field here, brought to you Race Stop Suicide. Rodham Lev here, we're possibly looking at a sweep for this driver. He has continued to show the pace, not even tonight, but as well as just about every single series that we've ran within the ILAKA series thus far. Rodham continuing to show that pace, and he's working that 15-second gap over Guy Bagsetian there. Guy, this is once again a newer driver, Sprunk Porsche. He is also continuing to show the pace. This will be a fun driver to watch with the different tracks that are continuing to come up within the schedule. I know that we're trying to actually follow the iRacing GT3 official series schedule, so a little bit more practice and on-track time for these guys, not only in the hosted sessions, but as well as the official series that these drivers love to run just every single week. Speaking of running every single week, here's Benny Sorek, A-class driver within this Silver Series. He is continuing to hold off that spot over Tal Stern. I was looking at the gap. It was heating up between Tal and Benny, just when I was cutting to Rodham Lev. It cut back down to just about 0.2. We're working with about 1/2 of a second separating these two drivers. Right now behind these two drivers, Ito Tal not opting to bring that Ferrari GT3 into pit lane, though you see no front bumper on that machine. Number 10, that was kind of my one to watch this second race within this Silver Series. It's unfortunate that Ito did get caught up in that. Ito was at least that was the Porsche of Gabriel Fuchs, I believe. No, Leron flipped. That, who matter of fact, flipped over the guardrail barrier, but Ito involved in that incident. I believe Mini Land was also involved in that incident. Number 77. Hey, if you need a paint scheme there, number 77 Mini, I got you with the SSN possible IIL combo paint scheme there if you need it here. You definitely are sending it here down the inside of Ito Tal. Tried to make that pass work, didn't have that pace, but within the aerodynamic disadvantage that we do see right now for Ito Tal, it's just a matter of time until this pass is made for that 5th position. Right now, that final driver interview spot, it is, matter of fact, now been taken over by Tal Stern. Benny Mike works his way down to P4 as he is up 6 spots since that drop of the green flag. We'll take a look at this pass for that final driver interview spot for, this was Ito Tal making the pass over, excuse me, this is Ito Tal off track incident. We'll take a look at Tal Stern's pass here. This is where you'd want to make it here into turns 1 and 2. That sort of double apex there, you see the Benny machine had to make a little bit of a jerk on the wheel to the left there, and that's really all it took for Tal Stern to take that final driver interview spot. Apologies for the changing lighting conditions here. It's partly cloudy conditions, so there's clouds that keep cresting across the sun here. Speaking of cresting across, this is going to be Mini versus Ito Tal. This is, once again, this driver who's tried to make this pass work for quite a few times here. It's hard, respectfully, to make this pass at Brands Hatch. We're going to try to make it work here for, again, Mini Land, only sitting 2/10 of a second back and behind Ito Tal. Ito trying to do everything he can. We know he knows that it comes down to just the final few driver position points here within the championship running. I know we have just now started the season, but we are just now heating up. We are boiling now between Tal and Land. Here we go, 5th versus 6th place. Ito looks like he was finally able, well, no, that's Mini Land. He wasn't able to take that spot. Battles continuing to ensue between these two drivers, just 4.5 minutes to go. Once again, I appreciate every single one of you joining in live tonight on SSN as well as IIL YouTube channels. If you're liking what you see, if you're liking what you hear, be sure you let me know down there live in YouTube land below. And if you don't, hey, that is A-OK too. Just let me know. Hey, I'll do it. I'll fix it for you, man. I got you. Speaking of fix it for you, oh boy, I thought that was going to be the send of a century there for Mini Land. He didn't send it there that time into turns 1 and 2, but we've seen that is quite frankly the passing zone that you're going to want to send something in here. Well, we'll have to see, and if Mini is able to kind of slot back into line here, get within the slipstream range. He is within that range here, but is he within a range to make that move? This is coming up and through our left-hander here, our more technical portion of the track. Mini Land continues to close that gap. Now a 0.15 second gap separating these two. This is a Ferrari versus Porsche. How many times have we seen this throughout history? Mini tries to pull a switch back there, not really a passing opportunity there. He continues to get ever so closer for that final P5 spots there. That is a tongue twister of a century. Rodham Ralev, Guy Bagstaredian, as well as Tal Stern. We are not missing anything out up front for our final our top 3 in those driver interview spots just after this race. Ito Tal, Mini Land, front bumper versus rear bumper action here. The minutes are continuing to dwindle down here, boys and girls. I think if Mini is able to just open up turns 1 and 2, he's going to have 2 more chances for it as we're looking about 2 more laps to go here. There we see, a matter of fact, open up 3 and 4. Mini possibly listening live into the broadcast here. We're going to stick on board with them here and see these different racing lines that these two drivers are putting out into work on Brands Hatch right here. Oh, this is a send of a century. Mini Land down, looking to the inside. This is a car. Oh, Mini Land off the racetrack. I was about to say this was going to get tight. Well, no longer tight anymore. Ito Tal able to retain this P5 spot. We're going to take another look at that here because that's got a little close between these two drivers. This will be the drone camera shot here as we take a look at, this will be Mini Land. Here we go. This should be a look at the century here. Oh, of course it was. Right when we crested the bend. Hang with us here, folks. backing this puppy up. We're just seeing if there was contact. That's all that's going on here. I don't think there was. I think Mini had just a little bit too much steering input locked into the wheel at that moment. We'll hop on board with Mini here. Take a look at the left side of your screen. Look, that was about 90-degree steering wheel locked to the left. Tried to get on the throttle a little bit early, and into that guardrail he will go. Coming up to our 19th minute here from Brands Hatch. We will come to our closing ceremonies from Silver Series. And then, hey, don't go anywhere. Stick with us. Same series, different class, same broadcast. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network and IIL YouTube channels. Gold Series will be coming up this exact same broadcast. You don't need to go anywhere. Here we go as we hop on board with Rotom Lev. Should be coming to the White Flag Lab here from Brands Hatch. We are continuing to write the sim racing history books. Rotom Lev, this McLaren GT3 720S on that door on the side. He is showing that he has the pace here. This number 2 IIL machine, that very camo inspired neon and black. I don't know what animal we are fooling there with neon yellow and black on the side, but I'm loving it. I will give you second paint scheme of the race here. Rotom showing that he has this pace. He has the speed over our paint scheme of the race here. Sprunk livery Porsche number 6. We're showing right now P2. Can't wait to talk with Guy in our Silver Series interviews. Talstern right now, he's showing P3, continuing to run away from Benny as these drivers, remember, gotten door quarter clear earlier on the race quite a few different times. Benny just missing out on the final driver interview spots if things are going to finish out the way they're running right now. Edo Tal, Miniland, Liron Shooter, Gabriel Fuchs, Iran Frankel, Odi Goldberg, Ofer Mazuz, and Yaron Levi rounding out that 12-driver grid for the moment as we continue to close down here on the Silver Series. And I'm going to have to catch my breath here for this Gold Series, but right now, Rotom Lev, he is going to sweep the season opener. Congratulations, Rotom Lev. That's double checkered flags out here from Brands Hatch. Bring that car and driver down into victory lane. Driver interviews coming at you here in just a few moments' time. Guy is going to come around turn 9 here. Just needs to keep it out and on the racing surface. That will be a great run in the points. Not only heat race number 1, but our race number 2, as well as Tal. He will come around and take P3 and heat race number 2. Another really, really nice day within the points here. Here comes Benny Sorek. He will take P4. Edo Tal, Miniland, Liron Shooter, Gabriel Fuchs, Iran Frankel, Odi Goldberg, Ofer Mazuz, and Yaron Levi rounding out that top 3. Apologies if it sounds like I'm rushing here just a little bit. I am. I have to make my way into the Gold Series before that session closes up. But drivers, if you have a copy, make your way into some driver interview booth right now in Discord, and I will find you. And I'll bring you the top 3 driver interviews of Silver Series. Thanks for watching, and hey, I'll be right back with you on Stam Studio Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iracing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Sam Studio Network. We're just a few moments time. I'm going to bring you at least one of the drivers that finished top 3. That's going to be Guy. He will join us here in just a few moments time on Sam Studio Network. But welcome once again into Gold Series action live for Brand Tax. This will be the exact same racing, but we will have that top 10 field inversion. Matter of fact, I was just talking about him. Here we go, Guy. You got yourself a copy down in the Silver Series Victory Lane.
It's been an eventful race. Well, the first one, the second one is a bit slower for me. I am, in all fairness, still getting used to the car, getting used to the sim. I'm more used to ACC and the Audi over there. But I'm still slowly building up confidence and hoping for better races. It is unfortunate what happened on the second race with Ido, because I expected also to fight him as I did in the first race. But, you know, sometimes those things happen, and just hoping for better for me to match up with him next race.
Gosh, man, I think with the pace that we've seen here from you tonight on our season opener, I think we will see that, Guy. Real quick, before we let you get going, I appreciate you taking the moment out of your night to take a quick word with us. Is there anybody who you'd like to thank or shout out to who makes tonight and the whole rest of the season possible for you?
I would like to shout out not necessarily someone that is helping, but Matvey Mirman that competed last season. Most of the time I would join the streams and watch him, and it would really spark my interest to come and actually race in iRacing, and I am glad. And I did help him here and there with the driving, but the main thing is that he helped me just get that spark to actually hop on iRacing and start racing.
No, that's pretty special, man. I remember he definitely had quite a bit of pace last season. I guess he won't be with us this season, sadly, but that's cool that you got the inspiration there from him. Real quick. Oh, sorry, you got it?
No, you good.
I was going to ask you real quick, Guy. I mean, we see the track map here as we look at it for our Gold Series. The same exact track, same different layouts. I was just going to ask you real quick, what were the track conditions like tonight? I know it's at least showing to me up here in the broadcast booth pretty optimal racings for conditions for some GT3 racing.
Yep, the conditions were pretty good. Wasn't too much overheating. Yes, I did make some mistakes, but that's most on my part. But the racing surface is pretty good for racing, for close racing. And I think the Gold Series is going to show us how it's really done.
Oh, man. Guy, well, I appreciate you coming in and racing with us this season opener, and best of luck throughout the rest of the Silver season for you. And I can't wait to chat with you, 2 weeks' time in another driver interview.
Yeah, for sure. Good night.
Have a good night yourself, man. All righty. Well, now that Silver Series, unless we have, let's see. Okay. Yep, that's all the driver interviews out of their way, at least for Silver Series. Unless, hey, Silver Series drivers, if you're still listening, you got about 3 minutes left to get in this driver interview booth and get yourself Yeah, world-known name here, if you will. No, in all seriousness, though, we do see some world-known names. Hey, real quick, this was so cool. Alon Day. I know he was that 4-time Euro NASCAR champion that has raced quite a few times here with us in IIL. I mean, come on, seeing him come over on our side of the pond here and dominate. Matter of fact, had that race win at Lime Rock Park in the ARCA Menards NASCAR National Series. Just, there was one slight mistake Alon Day made, and, well, I don't even know if it was his fault, possibly maybe crew chief action there, but, he drove, even after the penalty that he did ensue, he drove from the back to the front of the pack, finished the race P2. It puts a tear in my eye talking about it, but here as we see just quite a few of these Gold Series drivers, they're really, really well-known names here across the pond, and now getting the chance to, well, I've had the chance to, and now kind of referencing a lot of these names here racing in the real world. They're, like Guy just said, these drivers are about to show us all how it's done. If you're just now joining into Stam Studio Network and IIL YouTube channels, I appreciate every single one of you. Welcome in, sim racing fans. We're about to kick off another thrilling season of GT3 action here. This is going to be a blast. I hope that you have your, hopefully your drinks are ready. Hopefully your snacks are ready as we continue to rewrite the iRacing history books from a track that is once again steeped in history. This is going to be so fun to watch. We've seen the field split. We had that Silver Series. Now the Gold Series will come at you live. As qualifying is just now about to finish up here. We have quite a few drivers here that are left on track. Well, matter of fact, going to take a look here at Alon Gabay. This is not Alon Day, but another driver who is going side by side with Alon. Here we'll see this driver as he continues to work out some qualifying lap times here. This, matter of fact, we'll hop on board here. Is coming across the stripe if Alon continues to keep it on track here. And I'll kind of give you a run around Brands Hatch. Here's we head into the tough, treacherous turn 1 and 2. It's a double apex. We'll head it down into a hairpin turn as we head up the hill. You can kind of get later on the brakes here. Keep that momentum up through turn 3 as we head to the 90-degree. Also another left-hander, more technical portion of the racetrack. Turn 5 and 6 coming up here, still heading up the hill at Brands Hatch. A 3.79 turn, 3.7 kilometer, 9-turn track coming at you live from the virtual Brands Hatch on Sam Studio Network and IIL YouTube channels. Here we work our way down our little short shoot of a brack straightaway, the 90-degree right-hander. Once again, a corner that you're going to want to keep all the momentum up you can. Alon Gabay showing us how it's done here as he'll wrap around through turn 6, coming to turn 7, another 90-degree right-hander. I love this static shot here. You can start to see the speed that these drivers have to carry to make a lap time work, especially around Brands Hatch. If you're just now joining us, we have raced Super Formula Lights, LMP3s, BMWs. Now we are in the captain seat of the GT3 racing action here. Also in the captain seat is this Gold Series. We'll be bringing you action, Gold Series green flag racing here in just a few moments' time. Real quick, love to shout out the sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of your screen who all make this possible. Of course, I'm chatting about Race to Stop Suicide. Seriously, just check on your friends, your family members every once in a while. And I'm not talking about hey, how's it going? I am talking a general heart-to-heart conversation, even if they are miles away, kilometers away, excuse me. A little phone call will do. Cotton Bowl Speedway, just outside of Austin, Texas, if you're ever down here in the States, looking for some of the best dirt track racing. Well, Mary Ann and Mr. H, you guys put on a great job there. Con Coaching, if you're looking just to get a little bit quicker out here on track, be sure you hit up Zane and Con Coaching. That is some of the best coaching offerable on iRacing. And then there you see IIL Esports, GRIIP. Quite a few other names and sponsors that make this all possible here for us tonight. Right now, let's take a look at our starting grid here. For our Gold Series. Once again, if you're new here to the IIL and ILAKA universe, this is a top 10 inversion after this first heat race. There you see it on the top of your screen. Alon Gabe. Yuval. Oh, there's Yuval. Oh, excuse me. That's Yuval. That's a newer driver here tonight with us. Yuval Rosen. There's Yuval America, a driver that I am quite familiar with. Yuval running in right there, that P3 spot. Ran to Sony, another driver I'm quite familiar with. These two drivers locking out that second row. Ignacio Glumsher, Omri Fedeg, Ayali, Rodem Katz, Yossi Gobe, Itzik Grossman, Ido Baustan, Dima Medevinik is rounding out our top 12 drivers. Unlike that Silver Series, though, here, boys and girls, we got a count 'em, 22 driver field here. Ido Baustan, Dima, Tomir, Iran, Matty Rosen. Is that possibly a brother to driver? No, that is a S compared to a Z, so no brotherly action here. Alex Kozacuk, Mark Zubrev, Sisyan Baba, Dror Last, Tom Rappaport, Daniel, as well as Esaf Yaran, rounding out our 22 driver field here tonight. Welcome into the season opener here on Stam Studio Network and the IIL YouTube channels. Lights are out on that iRacing safety pace car. We are just a few moments away from the season opener here for Gold Series. Let me know who you have down there live in YouTube land below. We are getting the tires heated up. We are getting the brakes heated up. We are getting these temperatures, these pressures all up to optimum conditions here. Few moments away. Alon Gabe, Yuval Rosen, Yuval Merrick, Rancisoni rounding out that top 2 grids. Don't count out Ignacio Glumsher, Omri Farag rounding out that top 3rd row. Here we go, boys and girls. Get up, stand up for your life. Don't ever give up the fight. Green Flag Racing season opener, Gold Series, here we go, go, go. Green flag is out. Alon Gabe going to lead us as we will look side by side through the rest of the field. Door quarter not quite clear. We'll look 3 wide action, looking into our double apex here. No, that's Yuval Rosen who's going off the racetrack here. We'll keep things moving and grooving. Alon Gabe, Yuval Merrick, Rancisoni working our 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Ayeli works his way up to P4. Rodem Katz, Omri Farag, Itzik Grossman wakes his way up to that P9. Tamir Ventura works his way up to P10. Still side-by-side battles all throughout the racetrack. Right now, Mark Zubrev also going off a little bit further on. Here's Matty Rosen. Battles all over the racetrack. Hopping on board with Matty now. Liking what I'm seeing there, Matty already up 2 spots since that drop of the green flag. And right now, if you're just now joining us, no, Matty, no. He will take a play in the sands there, gone wrong. Matty gets contact there. We'll take a quick replay of it, as well as quite a few replays that happened earlier on in this race. We're gonna have to back this puppy up. Hang with us here, as man, that got tight there coming into turns. I believe that was 5 and 6 here at Brands Hatch. Door quarter not quite clear for Matty Rosen. We'll take another look at Yuval Rosen's incident, that lap 1 of the race. It's unfortunate because Yuval had that pace. He had that speed within practice. Here's another look at it here. Apologies here as this is into turn 1 and 2. We're still going to have to back it up. Apologies here, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. Okay, just here's a look at the green flag drop here, and keep an eye on that Mercedes AMG silver and black machine of Yuval, number 21, as he's going to have Yuval Merrick right along his outside line. Here we go into turn 1 for this original race restart. Keep an eye on him here, silver car. Oh, it's just going to be a self-induced spin. These newer GT3 tires within the iRacing universe, they are hard to work with on these cooler temps and pressures. That's unfortunate for Rosen, as he'll drop quite a few spots here. Here comes Yuval Merrick, Rancisoni. These drivers are starting to look door quarter clear within one another, but Ran is starting to look with quite a bit of pace. Speaking of Ran here, we have quite a few drivers on our live driver cameras. Al up front, a Silver Series driver. Ran is the Gold Series driver, middle of your cameras, as well as Yuval down there, bottom of your screen, hanging in like a bat. These drivers all showing the pace, the concentration, the speed here tonight of what it takes to tackle on Brands Hatch. Moving on along, the Yuval Merrick over Rancisoni. This is a battle we have seen not only this race start to heat up, but as well as, quite frankly, every single one of the seasons that we've had tonight, not tonight, but throughout the IIL universe. Yuval Merrick continuing to lead that spot. Ray Sassoni taking our final driver interview spots. Here comes a nice battle side by side between a lime green, that would be a McLaren, versus a olive green McLaren as well. Here comes that Ford Mustang of Itzik Grossman. He starts to close in this battle. He's got his popcorn bucket out. These drivers look at door quarter. Runs are even as we head up and through the more technical portion of Brands Hatch. I don't know how we just made door quarter clear work there. There are battles all over the racetrack right now, and I think we continue to see the highest running battles, at least the closest running battles on track is for our P10 running spot. And you might ask why that is, because P10 is our starting spot for our next race. Right now, that slot belongs to Ido Baustan, but he's got Daniel Berezowski. That is another newer driver here with us tonight, the number 321. That is a McLaren GT3. 10 spots gained since that drop of the green flag. He's going to try and dive it down there in the inside of turn 9. He's going to get a nice run heading into turns 1 and 2. Once again, that double apex. Oh, contact! That'll be Ido Baustan who goes out and around. Possibly checked up just a little bit too much for that. I think that was the Ford Mustang. Ido Baustan, not what he wanted to see. Dima also involved as well. This is another look of that incident that we just saw there, and oh, we're gonna have to back that puppy up or at least take another look at it. That was just a, oh man, hard incident for the tire barriers, and Ido Baustan, driver number 50, out of heat race number 1. Another quick look at this here. Apologies for that. Okay, here we go into turn. Oh, this is after Dima's incident, so he's just off the pace. I don't hate that for Dima. He's ludding all of these cars by. I believe this is the incident here that we can take a look at. Oh, this is another incident with Dima. He's going to go back and off the racetrack. Matter of fact, we'll kick things back and move into moving and grooving right now, because they are starting to heat up once again between Merrick and Sassoni. Drivers 2nd and 3rd place right now. That battle for a P2 is starting to heat up between a BMW and a McLaren. Matter of fact, speaking of McLaren, take a look at the left side of your screen. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 McLarens all up in the top 9 of this heat race number 1 battle, as gravel continues to roost her tail out the back ends of these machines. Battle right now starting to heat up between Sisyan Baba and Iran Talisky right now. Oh, how about it? These drivers we have seen not only tonight, but as well as quite a few races earlier on in quite a few seasons. Different cars, but same racecraft shown. There you see a little bit of cosmetic damage, possibly a little bit of aero damage on that left front of that Porsche number 15. He's trying to right now play some World Cup-esque defense over that number 20, Tomer, as he continues to run a little wide there, does Tomer, that BMW GT3. Yuval Rosen and Matty Rosen, I don't believe there's any correlation there, as that is a Rosen spelled with an S compared to a Z. But although they sound the same, they run nose to tail right now on track. 15th and 16th, Yuval and Matty start to go at it. Okay, I need to catch my breath here. Apologies here, boys and girls, and everybody of yet live here in YouTube land. Oh boy. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the racetrack. Enjoy these GT3's engines roaring to life. I'll be right back with you. Oh boy, keep an eye on this battle between Tomer Ventura and Yuval Rosen. Matter of fact, wait for that crank it up. Contact between the two. Yuval Rosen says, hey buddy, I got places to be. Matty Rosen, Tomer Ventura now starting to battle for that P15 and 16th spot. Real quick, before that crank it up, we'll take a quick look at that replay, as well as we have a replay of Tom Rappaport going around. Well, okay, this is Tom Rappaport's incident here. He's running by himself, this number 2 Ferrari GT3. He tries to stick the grip there down into the right-hander. Ouchie McGouchies! That is some quite hard contact for that number 2. He's going to have to wait for heat race number 2 to continue to show some more pace. Now we can, here comes that ever so promised crank it up, enjoy the sights and sounds of this racetrack and these GT3s. I'll be right back with you. We are about a little under halfway to go into the heat race number 1 Gold Series. Puppy back down. Welcome back here to Sam Studio Network, where I really want to highlight what we just saw with Yuval Rosen here. We saw Yuval play that mirror game. He was getting right in that rear view mirror of Sisyan Baba out of turn number 9, and quite frankly, that's all it took. He was able to size him up into turns 1 and 2, that double right-hander apex, and around Yuval Rosen goes. Yuval is fighting right now. He is working his way back up to that P10 spot, which would be our pole position spot. Of course, you only get P10 running points at the end of this race if you finish P10. But you get to start up there in the front of the field. Right now, Yuval Rosen is showing that he has that pace. He has the racecraft between these two drivers. Matter of fact, if we look at the lap time differential between P11 Ignacio Glumscher as well as Yuval Rosen here, this is all green. It's all faster for Yuval as these drivers continue to battle here out in front of him. That's going to continue to allow Yuval to continue to gain right up even more track positions as Alain Gabay here continues to lead. We've seen both Alain Day as well as Alain Gabay here in the IIL, ILAKA Esports and Karting Series. Gabay putting it to the field right now. He's got a 3-point-second gap over Yuval Merrick. This driver is hanging in like a bat right now in our live driver chaos. But Yuval is showing, well, there's a blink. I will say that I have seen a blink out of Rand there for a lap or two because he is showing the pace, showing the focus here. These two drivers are, matter of fact, sitting nose to tail to one another here as Rand Sassoni is about 1.3 seconds back, and then the battle to Yaley. I find Rand is 4 points. Matter of fact, just dropped down to 6 seconds there. So, goodness, not only this season, but as well as every single race, you got to shout out here Yuval Merrick and Rand Sassoni. They're kind of showing us how it's done, no matter what car or track combo we may go to here. Every single race, this is kind of a set in cement podium finish that you could count these two drivers in, even in this quite immaculate, quite competitive Gold Series racing that we do have. Speaking of that competitive Gold Series racing, there you saw it there. That was another try and send the inside there for Yuval Rosen. He will very smartly back out of it, try to play that mirror game once again, or just trying to get a little bit more cleaner air to the front of his nose, out and through turn number 9 here to complete lap number 11. 12 and a half minutes to go out, down out of this 20-minute race. That's going to be that fourth Mustang of Ignacio Gunter, baby blue, white and yellow striped machine. This is my favorite GT3 sounding machine, although he will lose about a spot there or two as Yuval Rosen continues to work his way up to that P10 spot, our pole position spot for that heat race number 2 in Gold Series. Rosen versus Alex Kozachuk right now. Alex, he has that P10 spot, but for how long? As right now we'll hop on board with that rear bumper cam. This is a rear view mirror full of a Mercedes AMG who's looking for that final spot. Real quick, apologies here for the camera cuts. Tomir Ventura, I think, is going to have a quick incident of his own. That Rotax machine, and we'll see it here. Oh, around, that'll go. I think he took a little bit too much bite out of that curb. He'll keep it down and off the racetrack, but unfortunately will lose quite a bit of track position. Here we go, once again, side by side, coming out of turn number 9. Here we go into that double apex turn 1 and 2. That's Matty Rosen, the BMW GT3, down and around that inside line of Sission Baba. Sission, don't count him out of that B13 spot just yet. We've seen these Mercedes AMGs. These drivers have this pace, have the speed here throughout tonight, as holy blanking going on from Matty Rosen, Ignacio Glumter, Yuval Rosen, and Alex Kozachek continue to fight for that driver, the final driver podium spot for our heat race number 1. Top 10 spots inverted for heat race number 2. Speaking of battles, there is a flash of the lights for Yuval Rosen saying, come on, Alex, I have places to be. Itzik Grossman, RP9 running Mercedes, Ford Mustang GT3. Bumblebee colors on that car. Is right now we'll work back our way up into the B6 spots right now. Daniel Berezowski is right now holding off Rodom Lev as well as Yossi Gabe. These drivers, you can throw a blanket over these 3. Speaking of blankets, here is 2 by 2 coming out of turn number 9. Somehow, what a pass, what a move there for Yuval Rosen. Somehow, Yuval up to P10. That first starting position for heat race coming up in just 4.5 minutes time. Alex Kozachuk will drop down to P12. He'll try and send that deep, the braking zone just a little bit deeper into turns 2, 3, and 4. Here we go through the more technical portion of the racetrack, heading up and through the hill. Double left-hander. Looks like Yuval Rosen has that P10 spot. Don't count out Ignacio Glumter, Alex Kozachuk, Matty Rosen, Sission Baba, all right there with him. Let me know who you have down there live in YouTube land below. Within just coming to 3.5 minutes to go now in our Gold Series. I'm hanging out down here live in the SSN live YouTube chat as we do have a Blinky McBlinkerson. It looks like Asaf Giron. He is a, oh boy. Asaf is either out of the race right now or it's just his internet has just taken a complete blink of a situation. Asaf right now shown in P19, but that is why you're seeing that gap in the timings and scoring right now. Matty Rosen, he continues to try and work his way around Alex Kozachuk, and that's Ferrari GT3. Here we go once again. This is Matty. He's going to try and dive it down there. Door quarter not quite clear. He's going to have to cycle it back around and size him back up through 3 and 4 and 5. The more technical portion here is Asaf Giron. He is still blinking out of the track right now for P19. That P19 spot is all up for grabs. Speaking of all up for grabs, Daniel Berezowski, Rodom Katz, P6 and 7 start to look nose to tail. Speaking of nose to tail, Yossi Gabe as well as Rodom Katz right now start to look a little nitty, a little gritty. Rodom Katz has graduated the Silver Series. He finds his way up into the Gold Series right now. That IIL olive-colored McLaren GT3 is 1 of 6 right now in our top 8. He's continuing to show the pace, show the speed that this driver has. 646 up to P7, trying to make P6 work right now. Here comes Yoshika Bay, side by side between these two drivers. Not an inch, not a centimeter left. Looks like Yoshika Bay able to retain that spot for now. Here's Omri Farag and Daniel Berezowski, excuse me, they're finally able to get it to come out. 997. Omri is trying to play some World Cup-esque defense for that IIL Porsche right now. McLaren is starting to swamp this top 8. Two and a half minutes left to go in this race, with lap times ranging about the 1 minute 20 second range. Alon Gabe continues to lead. Yuval Merrick, Ray Antisoni is our top 3 runners right now. Ayeli, Omri, Daniel rounding out that top 6. Daniel is trying to work his way and find at least some sort of passing zone right here, as Daniel is up V15 spots. I am speechless seeing a Gold Series driver up 15 spots since the drop of the green flag. Daniel will be starting, I believe that would be P6 for our next Gold Series race here in just a minute time. Speaking of a minute time, there you see in the bottom right of your screen, we should be coming to the checkered flag this time by. Right now, for these battles that are close on track, there you see Barney. He is waving that white flag loud and proud. Here we go, door quarter still clear for Yoshika Bay right there in front of Rodham Cats, but for how long? These drivers still door quarter clear. We're gonna go around the right-hander. It'll be into the left-hander uphill next time by for the final time in this heat race number 1. Remember, top 10 is inverted. Yuval Rosen has that would be pole starting position spot. Battles up in this top 10 are continuing to rage here between Yoshika Bay, Rodham Cats. Got Itzik Grossman right there with them. Throw a blanket over right now. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Speaking of 5th, got Omri Farag right now, continuing to hold off. Daniel Berezowski coming around to complete. Here we are. Okay, coming to our checkered flag right now is Elon Gabe. Congratulations, Elon. You will take our first checkered flag, our season opener checkered flag in Gold Series heat race number 1. Yuval Merrick, Rancy Sony, 2nd, 3rd. Ayeli will take 4th. Omri Fergus right now fighting as he has a driver with blinky light syndrome going on right there behind him. Daniel, he's not quite on the door here. He's trying to get a little bit of a slipstream headed to the checkered flag there. Daniel Bedisowski, as well as Omri Farag, 5th and 6th. Rodham Cats, Itzik Grossman, Yuval Rosen will round out that top 10 spot. Oh boy, if you thought that was fun to watch, just wait until heat race, our main feature race number 2. Just a few moments time. We're going to have all these drivers take the checkered flag. Here's our last really sort of main battle here on the track. Alex Kozacek will take P15. Jordan Last will take 16th. Tomir Ventura, Tom Rappaport, Mark Zubarev, Ido Balstan, Dima Medovinik, as well as Asaf Yuron rounding out that top 20. Alrighty, back here on Sam Studio Network and IIL YouTube channel. Congratulations, these top 10 will be basically inverted of what we just saw. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. Yuval Rosen, we saw him fight his way backing up to that P10 spot. Now there you see why he did it, starting up on pole for this race. It's a Grossman, that bumblebee machine, Ford Mustang, American power behind that, back and underneath that engine there. That'll be fun to see where Itzik Grossman is able to, and what he's able to do on this race restart is Rodham Cats, Yoshika Bay, Daniel Bedizowski, Omri Farag, Ayeli, Ranza Sony, Yuval Merrick, and Alon Elon Gabe rounding out that top 10. Ignacio Glumpser, Matty Rosen, Sisian Baba. How about it? Iran Delitsky, Alex Kozatuk, Dror Last, Tomer Ventura, Tom Rappaport, Mark Zubarev, Ido Baustan, Dima Medvednik, as well as Asaf Yaron, rounding out that 22, count them, 22 driver field grid here tonight. Who do you have? Who's going to take this heat race this feature? You could call it number 2. This is going to be a blast. Hey, get those snacks. Get those drinks ready here, boys and girls. This iRacing safety pace car is just a few moments away entering the safety of pit lane. You're not going to want to miss a single bit of action. Remember, Yuval Rosen, he was driving his heart's content out in heat race number 1. We're still seeing a little bit of jiving, a little bit of a jiving, a little bit of weaving here for this GT3. Newer tire model for this series in the iRacing universe. Here we go, season opener, heat race number 2. Feature action coming at you live on Stam Studio Network, IIL YouTube channels. Here we go. Yuval Rosen, the field is in your hands. We will fan out for P6 and 7 back further on. Here we go, side by side for third and fourth. Who gets that spot? It's going to be between Yossi Gabe and Daniel Benjozowski here. Side by side once again, a little bit further on through the pack. Still have drivers running off and on through the back of the pack. That'll be Alon Gabe. Make sure you keep your eye on that the driver 22. Contact. No, we got a Porsche going around. Alon Gabe is involved with it as well. This is a big one here at Brands Hatch. Gold Series trying to show us how it's done. Not able to in a feature race here. Tomer Ventura doesn't look like too much damage as his BMW GT3 action. Backing up to the battle for the race lead or lack of it here. Rosen versus Grossman. These drivers running P1 and 2 for the moment. Already a 1.2 second gap. Here comes Alon Gabe. He was barely able to make his way down and through that incident. It looks like at least no damage on that McLaren. Already up 1 spot. Keep your eye on Alon Gabe as well as Yuval Rosen. He's continuing to try and run away with this as we look at our P1 and 2 battles. We're going to hop on board with driver of, matter of fact, we'll hop back on board with Mark Zubarev right now, the Red Bull machine. This is battle for P8. Mark Zubarev, he's up 11 spots since that drop of the green flag. We're going to take another look at this race restart here really quick, brought to you by Stam Studio Network. This happened about halfway through the field here, and keep your eye, I believe Mark Zubarev, matter of fact, made it through, so keep your eye about Omri Farag. Racing Sony levels here. Yes, this Porsche MF Racing, he has gone wide. Is this, watch the right side of your screen. I believe this, well now left side, it started all with the McLaren orange and black machine here, trying to get a better look of it here. Yep, here, it's all going to start. Keep your eye on that McLaren here. I'll try and slow this down. This is Rantisoni, that number 43. He gets shoved just a little bit off that racetrack, and I think this is a snowball that has effect. Oh, Ran actually, matter of fact, brought it out to the right side. It switches right back on him across that racing line, and I know Ran has, oh, this probably hurts him to watch here, but unfortunately going to take out 1, 2, call it 3, 4 drivers there with them. This hurts here because lots of these drivers did have pace here earlier on. This is our feature race. We're continuing to battle up here for playoff positions and points. But right now, Rodham Cats, as well as, matter of fact, battled for P8 and 9, excuse me, 7 and 8, starting to heat up once again. Here's Alon Gabe, worked his way back and around Matty Rosen. A little bit of flash of the lights there, excuse me, for Matty Rosen. I don't, we'll have to see what transpired between these 2 drivers, respectively. And Alon Gabe saying, I got places to be right now. That's up to P7. 3 spots gained since that drop of the green flag. He's got just about 17 more minutes to work with, trying to work his way up into the front of the field. Speaking of front of the field, Yuval Rosen continues to lead. It's Grossman, Daniel Berezowski, as well as Rodham Cats, Yossi Gabe right there with him for P5, Shisian Bob right there with him for P6. Goodness gracious, I'm gonna lose my voice by the end of this one here. Alan Gabe is continuing to work his way backing up through the race field. That is a 1.8 second gap over Sission Baba right there in front of him. As a matter of fact, quite a few drivers are shown down and out of this race, or at least one lap down. That is why we're seeing that number 9 machine right now of Alex Kozichuk. Well, it's actually right there in front of Rantis Sony and Alan Gabe. Alan's just saying, hey, I got places to be right now. Is trying to put this driver down a lap. As a BMW will go down and around in the background of our screen there. No, it's not Dima. I believe that was Tomer Ventura. No, that was Yuval Merrick. Oh, Yuval. No, we'll take a replay and see what happened to Mr. Merrick here. It's unfortunate for Yuval, as this is another driver who not only within qualifying, but within our practice sessions, he has shown quite a bit of pace and just self-induced spin there. Doesn't lock the brakes down. It's he possibly just knew that he was going to have to take this car down and into pit lane or right as this thing came around on him here. But I am interested. Yuval, you hate it for him here as he's going to go off track, just grass on the tires here. No grip left in that BMW MF racing machine. And I know that you want to be off the brakes here to get it off the racetrack here, but that's, what, 10, 20, 30 meters possibly to work with there. Unfortunately, hard into that back barrier. That's rear view bumper, or excuse me, that rear bumper will be going home with a young race fan here tonight. We're 5 minutes down, 15 minutes to go into our Gold Series race feature race. After our top 10 inversion, we are continuing to see battles ensue from all over the racetrack. Speaking of ensue from all over the racetrack, this is hey, if you're looking for a paint scheme, I am more than happy to hit you drivers up with one of them. As we're going to look side by side through, I believe that is, yep, that is turn number 1 and 2, our double right-hander apex. Goodness gracious, look at these drivers going kind of nose to tail, side by side. We're going to pull a little bit of weaving action here on the straights. This is a Yaley and Sission Baba right now. Sission, I can tell by the way he's yanking on that wheel, possibly not happy or just trying to say that he has places to be here, trying to work for that driver, or excuse me, 11th spot. But as I was just mentioning, any of you drivers, I do quite a bit of paint scheme designs here behind the scenes. If you're looking for some IIL or some Stan Studio, whatever you want, they're on the side of it. Charge about $15 per paint scheme if it's not anything too intense there. That's 15 USD there. If you're looking for a little bit of paint schemes there with whatever logos you want on them, or a little even bit of spec matte action, shiny or matte, all over that paint scheme, all over that wrap, whatever you're looking for here, I can make it happen for you. Just let me know. As well as if you're looking for any vinyl stickers in the real world, I have both large and small stickers available. Hit me up and I can, as long as you pay for shipping, I'll send one your way for free of charge. Right now, that gap between P1 and P2, well, my goodness, it is still, that's a 5.5 second gap, but that battle for the P2 spot is right now starting to heat up as we still continue to see grass up and thrown at the rear ends of these GT3 machines. That just presents a little bit of less grip next time by for these drivers that have to work their way down in the through of the racetrack. Oh, I'm trying to get to the 10th minute here, boys and girls, but I might be a little bit, enjoy the sights and sounds of this racetrack and these GT3 engines roaring to life. We're going to hit stick on this battle for this P2 spot. Crank it up. I'll be right back with you up here. slowly crank this puppy back down before I get a little bit too more excited, because once again we're looking at it here during our crank it up here. This battle for this P2 spot. It's going to be side by side here going into turns 4, 5, and 6. Or excuse me, coming in out of turn 9, headed to our start spin a straightaway there for Daniel Flores as well as Vincent Grossman. This is not our final driver interview spots, but the second running spot. But I was going to mention, I'm not sure if you guys and gals caught it there at home, but as we were on with our crank it up here, we could see as Daniel and Itzik continue to sort of battle here between one another. We see Rodham Cats as well as Yossi Gabe start to work their way in up and through this battle for that final driver interview spot. Matter of fact, within the same camera shots here of one another, it's Grossman trying to run away, but right now that gap is closing with the head of steam as Itzik Grossman and Rodham Cats continue to make their way a little bit Rodham Cats and Yossi Gabe continue to work their way a little bit closer to this battle. You might be asking yourself here, I mean, what can you do if you're a driver like Itzik Grossman to play some defense? Well, I'll try to pull a 180 on you here. We saw Alon Day in the real-life Arkham Menard series race, and the reason I bring this up with Rodham Cats is within a few of our deeper braking zones, our faster portions of the racetrack, we actually see something that one of the Fox commentators did a really job at commentating on, something that I really haven't thought about all that much, but come to mention it, we saw this 1 to 2 times here with Vincent Grossman's Rodham Cats, and we said, get to it! Okay, I promise I will here. The Rodham Cats, I have seen quite a few times within turns 1 and 2 within that deeper braking zone. He offsets himself in that braking zone, and he's able to possibly get. I know we do work with virtual mirrors here as well as cameras within these GT3 series cars, but Alon Day within the real Arkham Menard series race in real life, he was able to get right and out of that view of the mirror of the driver running in front of him, and I kind of referenced that here with Vincent Grossman and Rodham Cats. It might be trying to get a little bit of cleaner air, a cleaner bit of air on the brakes going into the corner here, but even with the virtual racing mirrors that we do have in iRacing Universe, as well as if we hop on board once again here. Okay, well that's a hard shot. There you see there, the huge display here. It's a little bit hard to get out in the way of that, but if you're Rodham Cats here, that's something that you continue to try and challenge, and I don't know if you guys here behind the wheel start to feel a little bit of pressure when you start to see some headlights in your rear view camera. I know I certainly do here, and Rodham Cats, as we started to talk about it, he's actually lost quite a bit of track position here, and as he started to play some defense right now over Yossi Gabe for this P4 spot. Real quick, we'll get right back to that battle for that P4 spot. Here's Ignacio Glumser. This driver was, he's right now -7 spots since that drop of the green flag. Around that Ford Mustang will go. He'll try and Formula drift that puppy around the corner. Oh, well, actually locks down the tires, but able to get right back and on the racing line. No harm, no foul there, except a little bit of heat in those Michelins, as well as a little bit of time lost within that Delta. Here we go, boys and girls. We are starting to get down to the nitty-gritty, the final few laps of this race. Just about to... Sorry, that escaped my mind there for a moment. Just about 6-7 minutes left to go within this race. Battles between two green machines, although they are different shades. They are showing the same pace here between one and another. Rodham Cats, Yossi Gabe, I believe Rodham has just worked his way back and into the Gold Series after racing in the Silver Series with us in IIL. This is a really nice season opener run for Rodham Cats. He's running P4. He's only 9/10 of a second behind that final driver interview spot of the Bumblebee colored Ford Mustang GT3 machine. There you see sparks fly out of the rear diffuser there for Itzik Grossman. This is how these teams, how these drivers love to have these GT3s set up and on the racetrack. Very little air to work with on these rear diffusers. Slammed down to the racetrack. Sparks flying out there for Itzik Grossman as well as Rotom Cats. These drivers continue to run third and fourth. Just 5.5 minutes to go left in this race. Real quick, before things get to a little gritty, a little too nitty, a little bit too gritty. I would love to shout out every single driver, every single fan here tonight that makes this all possible, as well as Tal, Ilyan, there, you guys there behind the scenes, our group chat that continues to work its way forward throughout these seasons. I appreciate you guys signing that new contract with Sam Studio Network. I'll be bringing you some live action here, just every single IIL, ILAKA race. Hopefully you guys are having a great night. Hopefully, I know there's quite a few things here in the real world that's I don't ever like to get into, but I hopefully everybody is just A-okay there. Friends, family member, houses are all doing okay. Back to some racing action here. Bumblebee Machine, he's starting to play some more World Cup-esque defense over these two green machines, these two McLarens. Rotom Cats, Yoshi Gabe, 4th and 5th right now. Our first three, looks like they have these final driver interviews locked in, at least for the moment. Except for Itzik Grossman right now, he's starting to lose a little bit of pace to these two right there behind him. Sector differentials, that is a lot of green for Rotom Cats. Looking at Cats compared to Gabe here, that's a lot of green for Gabe. Green meaning faster, Cats faster than Grossman, Gabe faster than Cats. It's going to get to the final few minutes left here tonight from Brands Hatch. Who do you have? This is going to get pretty good. Here we see once again, it's so hard to make a pass. Size yourself up. Pause there. To the driver there in front of you, but within, coming through our out of turn number 9 here. It's a minute 17. We should be just about 2-3 laps to go here. Rotom Cats, Yoshi Gabe. There we saw Rotom trying to break at least what was a sort of a slipstream down our front sort of stretch. Alon Gabe is continuing to close this gap. Remember, Alon Gabe, he started way back there. Couldn't even see him at the start of this race. Alon works his way P6 right now, 4 spots gained, continuing to reel in Yoshi Gabe, Rotom Cats. Itzik Grossman, fighting for all these drivers. This final driver interview spot, throw a blanket right now over 3rd through 6th. This is starting to get good here, folks. Alon Gabe, there we see it. It's I really don't taste right now where Itzik Grossman's at. Of course, if you're Rotom Cats, if you're Yoshi Gabe, you have to make this pass work. It's one thing catching him, but it is another thing passing him for that final driver interview spot. Oh boy, we are starting to see all of these drivers on track right now. I bet you are not only mentally fatigued, but physically fatigued, sweating out of the bucket seats right now, pooling in sweats. With all due respect here, I have been there so many times. Itzik Grossman, he is right now hitting every single corner, every single apex he needs to hit. Speaking of hits, we hit our 2 lap to go mark here. Rotom Cats, Yoshi Gabe still right there behind that Bumblebee Machine. Ford Mustang, American powered, is right now continuing to hold off that final driver interview spot. We are not missing anything up out front. This silver and black AMG Mercedes, number 21, Yuval Rosen, should be coming to our white flag lap just next time by. Man, oh man, I told you guys and gals down there in YouTube land, keep your eye on Yuval coming to this second race, starting in that captain seat. Man, he didn't start in that captain seat, did Daniel Benjazowski, but he did gain 3 spots since that drop of the green flag after starting P5. He works his way back up to P2. Some nice pace here tonight from Daniel. Alon Gabe, he started P10 after winning heat race number 1. This is why I really love what Tal and everybody does here at ILAKA, IIL Esports. at least in the Gold Series, right, we have this top 10 driver inversion, so although that this driver does have the pace, you have to show that you also have the racecraft to make these passes work. As we start to hit our... There you see Barney waving that white flag, the surrender flag. Just kidding. That is the white flag. One lap to go here tonight. Alon Gabe continues to reel in Yossi Gabe. No correlation between those two drivers. Another B separating Gabe and Gabe 5th and 6th. Separating them also is just 0.2 of a second as Yuval Rosen continues to work his way down and up to the checkered flag in just a few turns time. It's Grossman right now. We're going to hop on board with his rear bumper cam. You got to shout him out. I can't wait if Itzik gets this call off here and able to hold off P3 as we're going to look side by side between Gabe and Gabe. Yossi Alon going at it side by side through turn number. This will be about 6 coming to now. Coming to that right-hander. 2 GT3s going at it. 2 McLarens. We've seen the McLarens have pace tonight, but right now it's not going to be a McLaren that makes their way down into the checkered flag. It'll be Yuval Rosen, the Mercedes AMG number 21. Congratulations, Yuval. You have taken away our feature race here tonight. Branch Hatch, winner number 21. Here comes Daniel Benizowski. He'll take away P number 2. Coming to the line, it'll be Itzy Grossman, barely right in front of Rodham Katz, Alon Gabe, Yossi Gabe. That will be 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Here comes Matty Rosen, number 88, BMW GT3, out and around turn number 9. He will take and solidify P number 7. Mark Zubarev right there behind him. He's starting to hold off right now. That Red Bull Racing 030 Acura NS6. Call it, Mark Zubarev, right to the line. He gets a 0.12 second win in P8 over Ayeli. Sisyan Baba coming to the start-finish line here. Dima Medvedik, Tomer Ventura, Dror Lash, Tom Rapport, Ryan Sassoni, Alex Kozacek, Omri Ferek, Ignacio Glumser, Iran Deliski, Ido Baustan, Asaf Uran, and Yuval Mirek, rounding out our 22 driver field here tonight. If you're just now joining us here on Sam Studio Network, well, that was our feature race here, boys and girls. Stick with us, though. We will be bringing you some live driver interviews here in just a few moments' time on Sam Studio Network. Drivers, if you got yourself a copy, make your way to at least the IIL or the Sam Studio Network driver interview booth, and I'll be right with that top 3. Goodness gracious, I can finally catch my breath here because what was battling here since that drop of the green flag. What a season opener. Rosen's going to take that checkered flag. Daniel Berezowski, Itzy Grossman, Rodham Katz, Alon Gabe, Yossi Gabe, Matty Rosen, Mark Zubarev, Ayeli, Sisyan Baba, Dima Medvedik, Tomer Ventura, Dror Lass, Tom Rapport, Ryan Sassoni, Alex Kozacek, Omri Farag, Ignacio Glumser, Aaron Delitsky, Ido Baustan, at top 20. Asaf Uran and Yuval Merek rounding out that top 22. I know that for most of your viewers right now it might be very, very late, but in about 7 or 8 hours time when you're waking up, hey, join us again on Sam Studio Network. We'll have some GR86 action live from Lime Rock Park. That will be fun to watch, and I can't wait till we see that action. But until then, congratulations to our top 3 once again: Yuval Rosen, Daniel Berezowski, and Itzik Grossman. Going to see if anybody is in these. Here we go. Alon Gabe and Iran are at least here in the driver interview booth. As we continue to wait for some top 3 drivers here, Iran and Alon, I'm going to definitely interview you guys here. Iran, you got yourself a copy.
Yeah, I copy, Sean. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great after this season opener. How are you doing, Ran? I'll know that wasn't the race you were looking for. It was fun to finally see you in a GT3 car, man.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get the hang of it. Like you know, I'm used to high downforce cars, so I'm catching it. But yeah, first race was pretty good. I had a little incident with Yuval Rosen. I'm still not sure what happened there, but end up in P3 and kept it till the end of the race. So yeah.
Man, Ran, it's been so fun to watch you here. Every single car class that we come to, this time it's going to be in the GT3, and like you just mentioned there, it's a little bit less downforce to work with, say, than the LMP3, or I mean, even the Super Formula Light. The speeds you're going, you got a little bit more, at least downforce to work with. But as heavy as these cars are, Ran, as these newer tires in the GT3 class here with iRacing just now releasing this within the new season, what did these newer GT3 tires feel like within around Brands Hatch here tonight?
Yeah, they feel great. They feel super realistic, at least for me. Yeah. The only thing is that we start with pretty cold tires. In the series in real life, also they start with cold tires, no tire warmers or anything. Yeah, but the thing is that well, the thing is that in real life you get like 2 warm-up laps, and we got like a quarter of a lap. So at the start it's really sketchy, and it also you know, shows who can handle the cold tires and get the heat up faster in order to qualify better. So it adds a little interest, but once they get going, they feel really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty interesting that you say that there, Rand, because after that new tire model came out, I ran quite a few official races, and it was at Daytona. It was nighttime. It was cool as track conditions can be, but that's interesting that you mentioned that once they did come up to temperature, they were at least okay, and maybe that's something I'll have a word with Tal about there. I know that we can extend the whole pace lap from just a short pace lap to a whole lap around the track. So a little more weave in and a little bit more brake temps might benefit us here coming to the start to the race.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Rand, real quick before I let you get going here, oh my goodness, here. Before that, hang on, we're gonna have to back this up and take a look at this race restart here. We're gonna hop on board with you, man. As we hop on board with you, coming into turns about 3 and 4 here. What was going through your mind is, I think you were the one who got sent around it then. I mean, a huge incident occurred then.
Yeah, somebody was into my inside and cold tires, so I think he just understeered into the back of me and just spun me around. I wish he would have lifted off, so maybe it would give me a chance, but after that I just tried to get back, and somebody else just crashed right into me, and that was game over. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Rand, I do run a few leagues that have instant repairs, and although it is nice, I think not having instant repairs kind of forces the drivers to drive just a little bit more. Well, you would think a little bit more less aggressively, but unfortunate run for you here tonight, Rand. I'm going to let you get going. I'm sure it's late there over in your side of the world. I appreciate you taking the time with us here tonight, and best of luck here in 2 weeks' time in our next race.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Rand. Have a great rest of your night. We're going to cut down to Alon Gabe, and then we're going to have Yuval Rosen. Matter of fact, winner of the race just after our excuse me there. Oh, there goes Rand. Okay. So, Alon Gabe, do you have yourself a copy?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
I could imagine how much you're sweating right now in the sim rig right now, Alon. I'm up here in the broadcast booth and I am sweating my butt off. What a race that we just saw transpire, both heat race 1 and feature race. Alon, walk us through it, man. You won heat race number 1. You were able to work your way back up through heat race number 2, back up to P5.
Yeah, definitely I'm sweating. The qualifying was nice. P1 in race 1 was quite fun, so I enjoyed it. And race 2 starting from P10 and with a small mistake in turn 2, but then I was back on track, but unfortunately there was the big crash in front of me and I couldn't avoid it. Yuval just hit me, not his fault, but he just hit me and I couldn't continue, and I managed to continue. I managed to go back to the track with a completely broken steering wheel. Yeah, it was really difficult to drive the car, and I was quite slow compared to my pace. So I tried my best and tried to step up in the positions, and I managed to get P5.
God, that was so much fun for you to watch here with you, man. That was really fun to watch. Real quick before we get moving on here, Alan, what was the track conditions like here tonight within this newer model of the race tire, as well as I mean the cooler temps and pressures on the tire as well, going into turn one, that double apex right here?
Actually, I love it.
Really?
I'm also racing in real life, so I know how it feels. Now the sim racers can understand real life conditions, so I'm really happy about it. About this race, it's quite difficult to start the first lap immediately with the really cold tires without even one lap warming. So it's hard, it's difficult to manage. But I think it's a really nice thing, and it's great stuff by iRacing, and yeah, it's amazing.
Well, real quick, Alan, before I let you get going, that's something that I'm sure you heard Rand and I talk about. I might have a word with the league owner, Tal Stern, and instead of just a quarter of a pace lap, work this way into a whole pace lap. Just a little bit more weaving, a little bit more brake and tire temps to work with here. But real quick, Alan, before we let you get going here, congratulations on your heat race number 1 finish, P5, heat race number 2 finish. Who are we shouting out? Who makes this all possible for you?
Can you repeat again? I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Who are we shouting out? Who makes this all kind of happen for you here tonight?
Oh, actually, I wanna shout out Yuval for helping with the painting of the car. He's a legend, and I love this kid. And he's yeah, that's it. He's a king.
Is that Yuval Merrick you're talking about?
Yes, Yuval Merrick.
Hey, love to shout out all Yuval Merrick. Yeah. He had a really nice run at Heat Race 1, but yeah, unfortunately it was last Heat Race 2. But hey, shout out Yuval Merrick, man.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Alan. Have a great rest of your night. Congrats on heat race number 1 win. That'll be P5 heat race number 2, as we will go to heat race number 2 winner now, live in victory lane with the man himself, Yuval Rosen. Oh boy, how about it? You got yourself a copy.
Hi, how are you?
I am great after this race. How are you doing? How are you feeling after starting P1 heat race number 2, finishing P1 heat race number 2?
Yeah, I like hit 1, hit 2 went really good. You know, just managed to get in first hit just into the top 10. So starting P1 in the second hit, and then just keeping my head down, pushing, and creating a big gap behind me, so I don't even have to worry about anything.
Well, Mr. Rosen, that was so much fun to watch. Sorry if I misspoke there. Yeah, I meant finishing P10 heat race number 1, and that's with the inverted grin. Yeah, you started up there on the pole position. You kind of ran away with the the feature race number 2. Yuval, I know that you're a newer racer here with us in the IIL ILAKA Esports series. This being your first race with us, man. How did you find out about us, and are you ready to show us this pace throughout the rest of the season?
Well, so I'm actually been on all the groups and everything, so I'm involved, but just never really got to race here. So I'm familiar with everyone and stuff. I hope I will make another race, but I won't be able to do the rest of the season because of some personal stuff.
Boo. Oh.
Yeah, I totally agree. Wish I could. But yeah, no, it was really a lot of fun, except for just the first start. I don't drive that much on iRacing. I mainly do some other sims, so I'm not really familiar with how the rolling start works. So Heat 1 start was just way too messy for me, and then just maybe somewhat on me, somewhat on Rand, that I kind of closed the door on him in T1, and that sent me around. But yeah, it was still great fun, to climb back up from P20 back to P10. So it was a really fun race.
Well, Yuval, congratulations on your win here tonight. I know you won't be, with that information, you won't be with us here the rest of the season, or at least quite a few races. Who would you like to shout out to is there anybody who makes this all possible for this win here tonight?
I think Yuval will get another shout out here because
another one.
Yeah, he deserves them. We were texting a lot and comparing lap times, telemetry, working together. It was really good.
Hey, shout out there, Yuval America. I know that he definitely has the pace, and although he doesn't have the finishing spot to show for it here in heat race number 2, definitely look for Mr. America here as we continue to work our way through the season. Yuval, different Yuval Rosen, congratulations on your win here tonight. I'm gonna let you guys get going to bed. I know it's pretty late for you guys. I appreciate every single one of you, and man, congrats once again on the checkered flag, heat race number 2.
Yep. Well, also another shout out for Tal Stern who let me join in last minute. I think I tested them like 2 days ago. Like, hey, can I join? He said sure, yeah. So huge thanks to you as well.
Hey, I'm right there with you, Yuval. Shouting out Tal as well as I believe it's Ilyan right there with us beside in the group chat and everything behind the scenes here in IIL. ILAKA Stam Studio Network. This has been such a blast here. I can't wait till 2 weeks time, Yuval. No, you won't be with us again, but man, it was fun to see the pace here tonight. Congrats once again, and don't celebrate too hard.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too, man. Well, I appreciate every single one of you joining here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Congrats once again, Yuval, Daniel, and It's It Grossman. Yep, that's everybody in the driver interview booth. So I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll go ahead and see you. If you want to join, hey, it's later tonight. It's about right when the sun rises for you guys there across the ponds there. GR86 is live at Lime Rock Park, Stam Studio Network. Until then, hey, this has been Sean Stam. I appreciate every single one of you joining us live. Until next time, have a great, great rest of your night.